For President Barack Hussein Obama giving his State of the Union address. So check this out. This is historic.
Members of Congress, I have the high privilege and distinct honor of presenting to you the President of the United States. Thank you. Thank you so much, please. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Vice President, members of Congress, my fellow Americans. We are 15 years into this new century. 15 years that dawned with terror touching our shores, that unfolded with a new generation fighting two long and costly wars. It saw a vicious recession spread across our nation.
Well, yeah, I cut in on the president because I'm older than the president. He's younger than me.
It has been and still is a hard time to make.
I'm just older than him by 1 month.
But tonight,
I was born in July.
We turn the page.
Born in August of '61.
Tonight, after a breakthrough year for America, our economy is growing and creating jobs at the fastest pace since 1999.
I'm still on the whole nation of pray in Zimbabwe. And he right there, block by block, meet the violence, stop by. Yeah, the participant on
Our unemployment rate is now lower than it was before the financial crisis. More of our kids are graduating than ever before. More of our people are insured than ever before. We are as free from the grip of foreign oil as we've been in almost 30 years.
Go ahead, Barack Hussein Obama. Our 44th president speaks.
Tonight,
Respect.
for the first time since 9/11, our combat mission in Afghanistan is over. Six years ago, nearly 180,000 American troops served in Iraq and Afghanistan. Today, fewer than 15,000 remain. We salute the courage and sacrifice of every man and woman in this 9/11 generation who has served to keep us safe. We are humbled and grateful for your service.
Salute. Salute to our soldiers. Good job. Salute. Salute. To my nephew in the Navy, Tyree right now, they live back. Keep up the good work. And thanks to all the servicemen that came before you, Uncle Oliver, Uncle Walter, Uncle
America, for all that we have endured, for all the grit and hard work required to come back,
Uncle George, Navy SEAL,
for all the tasks that lie ahead, know this: the shadow of crisis has passed, and the state of the Union is strong.
Big, Simplify all the Marine vets.
At this moment,
The
the
growing
growing economy, shrinking deficits, bustling industry, booming energy
I
production,
signed up and everything.
we have risen from recession freer to write our own future than any other nation on earth. It's now up to us to choose who we want to be over the next 15 years and for decades to come. Will we accept an economy where only a few of us do spectacularly well? Or will we commit ourselves to an economy that generates rising incomes and chances for everyone who makes the effort?
am the change that I seek. I am the
When we
change that
approach
I
the world
seek.
fearful and reactive,
Yes, I
dragged
can.
into costly conflicts that
Yes,
strain our
I
military
will.
and set back our standing? Or will we lead wisely, using all elements of our power to defeat new threats and protect our planet?
That's right.
Will we allow ourselves to be sorted into factions and turned against one another? Or will we recapture the sense of common purpose that has always propelled America forward?
Purpose.
In 2 weeks, I will send this Congress a budget filled with ideas that are practical, not partisan. And in the months ahead, I'll crisscross the country making a case for those ideas.
That's right.
So tonight, I want to focus less on a checklist of proposals and focus more on the values at stake in the choices before us. It begins with our economy. 7 years ago, Rebecca and Ben Earler of Minneapolis were newlyweds. She waited tables, he worked
Sure.
construction.
Beautiful.
The first child, Jack, was on the way. They were young and in love in America. And it doesn't get much better than that. If only we had known,
Got that right.
Rebecca wrote to me last spring, what was about to happen to the housing and construction market. As the crisis worsened, Ben's business dried up. So he took what jobs he could find, even if they kept him on the road for long stretches of time. Rebecca took out student loans and enrolled in community college and retrained for a new career. They sacrificed for each other. And slowly it paid off. They bought their first home. They had a second son, Henry. Rebecca got a better job and then a raise. Ben's back in construction and home for dinner every night. It is amazing, Rebecca wrote, what you can bounce back from when you have to. We are a strong, tight-knit family who has made it through some very, very hard times. We are a strong, tight-knit family who has made it through some very, very hard times. America, Rebecca and Ben's story is our story.
That's right.
They represent the millions who've worked hard and scrimped and sacrificed and retooled. You are the reason that I ran for this office.
Barack Hussein.
You are the people I was thinking of 6 years ago today,
President.
in the darkest months of the crisis, when I stood on the steps of this Capitol and promised we would rebuild our economy on a new foundation.
That's right.
And it has been your resilience, your effort, that has made it possible for our country to emerge stronger.
America.
We believed we could reverse the tide of outsourcing and draw new jobs to our shores. And over the past 5 years, our businesses have created more than 11 million new jobs. We believed we could reduce our dependence on foreign oil and protect our planet. And today, America is number one in oil and gas. America is number one in wind power. Every 3 weeks, we bring online as much solar power as we did in all of 2008. And thanks to lower gas prices and higher fuel standards, the typical family this year should save about $750 at the pump. We believed we could prepare our kids for a more competitive world. And today, our younger students have earned the highest math and reading scores on record. Our high school graduation rate has hit an all-time high. More Americans finish college than ever before. We believe that sensible regulations could prevent another crisis, shield families from ruin, and encourage fair competition. Today, we have new tools to stop taxpayer-funded bailouts and a new consumer watchdog to protect us from predatory lending and abusive credit card practices. And in the past year alone, about 10 million uninsured Americans finally gained the security of health coverage. At every step, we were told our goals were misguided, or too ambitious, and we would crush jobs and explode deficits. Instead, we've seen the fastest economic growth in over a decade, our deficits cut by 2/3, a stock market that has doubled, and healthcare inflation at its lowest rate in 50 years.
State of the Union address of Barack Hussein Obama, our 44th president. We are the change that we seek. And yes,
That's
we
good news,
can.
people.
Good news. Good news.
So,
We got good news.
so,
We got good news.
so the verdict is clear. Middle-class economics works. Expanding opportunity works. And these policies will continue to work as long as politics don't get in the way. We can't slow down businesses or put our economy at risk with government shutdowns or fiscal showdowns.
We got good news.
We can't put the security of families at risk by taking away their health insurance, or unraveling the new rules on Wall Street, or refighting past battles on immigration when we've got to fix
talking about
a broken system.
America.
And if a bill comes to my desk that tries to do any of these things, I will veto it. It will have earned my veto.
Covered by yours truly, Dan Edward 19.
Today, thanks to a growing economy, the recovery is touching more and more lives. Wages are finally starting to rise again.
But we got to cut it short.
We know that more small business owners plan to raise their employees' pay than at any time since 2007.
And we call part of the State of the Union. Now you can catch
But
the
here's
other
the
part
thing.
on the internet.
Those of us here tonight